Hello and welcome to Mailtrap videos, where we explore the world of emails. Today we dive deep into the nuances of managing spaces in HTML. First, let's talk about HTML entities. There are a set of characters that have special significance in HTML, or might be problematic to use directly within the code. For instance, have you ever wondered what NBSP stands for? This specific entity represents a non-breaking space. It's written as an ampersand, followed by NBSP, and concludes with a semicolon. But what does this mean in practice? When coding, sometimes we encounter instances where we want to avoid specific words or symbols being separated into two different lines. This is especially noticeable when viewing content on varying screen sizes, like emails. Let's consider an email source code as an example. Here we see an H1 tag, followed by a P tag defining a paragraph. And right after that, there's our familiar NBSP entity. Upon opening this email in a browser or client, instead of seeing the word NBSP, you simply see an unbroken space. While this tool can be helpful, it's essential to understand its distinction from a standard space. Using too many non-breaking spaces can disrupt the natural flow of your content, causing potential formatting problems. This is especially true for responsive designs, where screen sizes constantly vary. When reading an email on different devices or screens, specific sentences can unintentionally break up. See this line? Notice how it awkwardly splits, separating the dollar symbol from the number. By placing the entity between the dollar symbol and the number, we ensure they always stick together, no matter how the sentence breaks across lines. This minor tweak improves readability and coherence, especially on smaller screens. Sometimes you want to insert deliberate gaps or spaces between phrases for design or emphasis. However, just regular spaces won't work, as browsers condense multiple spaces into one. So, replacing those regular spaces with multiple NBSP entities keeps those gaps intact. This method allows designers and developers to achieve specific stylized effects or emphasize content pauses without fuss. While NBSP can be handy, using it excessively can harm code readability and is not the best design practice. What seems flawless on one screen might translate poorly to another. For responsive designs, paddings, margins, and width adjustments are your allies. Let's first go over cell padding, a key tool in email design. Cell padding is an HTML attribute that defines the space, in pixels, between the cell content and its walls. Let's take a look at the HTML source of this example. Here we can see that the first cell has a cell padding of 0 pixels, giving it no space from its walls. The second has 10 pixels padding, and the third 20. As we increase the cell padding value, the space inside the cells grow. The next method that can be used when designing HTML emails is padding. Unlike cell padding, which is a fixed HTML attribute, padding is a flexible CSS property. This means designers could adjust it as needed, especially in responsive designs. Within the email CSS, the first cell has no padding, but you can quickly modify spacing by adjusting the CSS padding value. This flexibility enables content presentation for different screen sizes, ensuring optimal readability and aesthetics across devices. The next method is margin. This is another crucial CSS property that bears a resemblance to padding, but with a clear distinction. While padding determines space within a cell or element, margin sets the space outside of it. Think of it as an exterior cushion. While margins are commonly used in web design to create space between elements, their use in email design is trickier because of varying email client interpretations. So in email design, margins are ideal for making broader layout changes rather than precise spacing adjustments. Another method of managing space in emails is empty cells. The TD tags typically represent table data cells. When left empty, they serve as unseen spaces. Empty TD tags in emails can lead to inconsistent spacing and added design complexities, so this method is not recommended. NBSP is also not the right solution when separating images. Margins are nearly always a more reliable approach. Here, we have two large images stacked vertically. The distinct space separating them, that's crafted using margins. In the code, these are defined values that pinpoint the exact separation that could be seen between the images. Now, see these two side-by-side images? Their distinct spacing? This is the same margin principle at work, only horizontally. However, the goal is sometimes to eliminate unwanted spacing, especially with unpredictable rendering across different email clients. There are several tactics in HTML to counteract this. This email displays two images pressed close together. With the addition of the display block property in the code, that tight-knit appearance is achieved. Another method is using the float right property, which ensures one image aligns to the right, and similarly, float left would align it to the left. Lastly, consider stripping away paddings and adjusting line height for more control. This would require you to write a code similar to this. The last part that we're going to go over is the pre-headers. This small text, displayed alongside the email subject by most clients, plays an essential role in email conversion rates. A generic pre-header can deter readers, but a well-crafted one that hints at the email's content can boost open rates. The downside? Email clients often auto-pick the email start for the pre-header, but there is a simple trick for this. What you would need to create is a div block directly in your HTML email. Using the display none attribute, the div block will be hidden in the actual email when viewed in an email client, but it will trick the email client into showing it as preached. That's all on managing spaces in HTML. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by Mailtrap, an email delivery platform to test, send, and control your email infrastructure in one place. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. More email-related content is on the way. See you soon.